Well, as we speak, there are people who are talking about the next big thing in technology. That meeting is the World Mobile Congress ongoing in Barcelona as we speak. Our partners, DW, has been on the ground. We'll be crossing over to Germany to have some analysis. But before that, here is a report put together from Barcelona.
Huawei says the Mate X is the fastest foldable 5G phone in the world. It appears to be a well-thought-out design, too. The screen folds back to become a 6.6-inch display, bigger than the screen on the foldable phone Samsung unveiled last week. But the Huawei device won't be out till at least June. Those who can wait will need deep pockets, and not just to fit the phone. It will cost 2,300 euros in Europe. And in Barcelona, it's look, don't touch. The 5.4mm thin phone is only on display behind much thicker plexiglass.
I still think the Mate X is still quite amazing me because the shape and the design of the whole foldable design, I think it's very useful.
I think my impression is too expensive for this device.
It's not ready yet. It has a lot of failures. I can see right now little stuff that I think for the end product, when they release the product, is going to be ready.
It's another Chinese manufacturer, Royole, that thinks of itself as the trendsetter here. It already sells foldable smartphones. In Europe, they cost just under 1,400 euros.
With our flexible screen, you can make the screen foldable, and so that you can have both the portabilities and also the large screen viewing experience. So it totally changed the ways of the traditional design of the smartphone, give more design rooms, innovations of the smartphone.
But it's Huawei that's the star of the show today. The company is going big on 5G, the future mobile communications standard that will see all sorts of home devices connected to super-fast internet. For now, Huawei is concentrating on flashy displays. And while the company's president has rejected U.S. warnings that the Chinese government could use its technology to gather intelligence, here at the show, it prefers to dance around the issue.
You're still watching The Pulse with me, Gifty Amdo up here. Now, 5G and foldable phones are said to be the dominant points of discussion at this year's ongoing World Mobile Congress in Barcelona. Some very great and creative minds are discussing the future of telecommunications in the world, and we understand that African countries are also playing very important roles there. Our partners, the DW, have their eyes and ears on the ground, so let's cross over now for our usual crossover to Germany for some more. William Glowcroft is correspondent with our partners, DW. He joins me right now with some more details. Now, William, what must we know about this tech meeting at this point, and what is the World Mobile Congress all about?
Well, good day to you. It's good to be here. The Mobile World Congress, which this year is in Barcelona, is the largest event of its kind. As many, if not more than 100,000 people are planning on attending this week, the 25th to 28th of February. More than 2,400 companies are there in attendance, all the big ones we know about, Apple, Samsung, LG, Microsoft, you name it. They're there presenting their latest gadgets, their latest technologies, and it's a chance to show off the latest technology and the latest gadgets, such as these foldable phones that are smartphone, tablet hybrids, costing as much as $2,000, if not more. New improvements to phone cameras are also the big thing. And of course, what's on everybody's lips is 5G, what's been talked about for a very long time, the next generation in mobile speeds for mobile data transfer. And a lot of promises have been made about 5G. This is going to really change the world, the industry says, in how we do business with each other. And that's what's being talked about. A lot of 5G phones being rolled out. But of course, at the moment, most places in the world, 5G doesn't even exist yet.
Well, speaking of 5G, do we know what kind of enabled technologies are being discussed at the summit?
Well, everything from self-driving cars, automation, AI, surgeons being able to do surgery through robots remotely while they're sitting on a beach somewhere, for example. You name it, if it can be done over a phone from a distance, the mobile industry is saying 5G will be able to get you there. And industry experts and governments are all saying, and in a way fearing, that the country or the company that can really dominate the 5G market over the next year or two is going to be the ones that really control the global economy going forward. So this is what's being talked about at this particular Congress. In fact, the theme of this year's conference is intelligent connectivity. So it's all about 5G and the promises that we're all being told 5G can deliver. We're going to see if it really can, and also how some of the risks, the security risks of telecommunication networks, are going to be mitigated.
Interesting thoughts there. We know this is not just about mobiles. I mean, we also know that there's a lot of politics at play here as far as Huawei, for example, is concerned. What does World Mobile Congress go? I mean, how far does it go beyond just the technologies, about the politics?
Sure. I mean, Huawei is a major sponsor of the MWC this year. They're a major player in the global mobile telecommunications industry. But there's a lot of worries about them. The Trump administration is pushing allies really hard to prevent Huawei from entering their own country's markets. Here in Germany, you've had a mixed response to the U.S. administration's call to ban Huawei from bidding for telecommunication contracts. Germany has said in January, it said that it might go along with the U.S. administration's call to block Huawei. Now it's saying it's not so sure. It might let Huawei into bidding for telecommunication contracts. But the United States is very much against letting Huawei into its telecommunication network, saying that they're too close to the Chinese government and that it'd be too easy for the Chinese government to monitor messages, monitor telecommunications of all kinds. So that's the politics behind a lot of this technology that's unfolding at the Mobile World Congress this year. And we're seeing this year a recognition that technology and mobile technology doesn't exist in a bubble, that it really does have far-reaching impacts on national economies and really our everyday lives for people all around the world.
Interesting, and it looks like there's more interesting times ahead. But let's bring it home. Could you tell us about the way that African countries and African companies have been involved in this Congress that's ongoing?
Absolutely. Well, Western and Sub-Saharan Africa are seen as the next big place for a lot of major Western companies and also companies in China to really get market share and to really expand their businesses. There are several dozen companies representing Sub-Saharan and Western Africa at the Congress. There's also a lot of events going on how to bring more people in parts of Africa on board, to get them more connected with smartphones, with mobile devices, to give people jobs. And a GSMA report, which is behind the Mobile World Congress, found that in Ghana there are 24 tech hubs as of 2018. That's second to only the number of tech hubs in Nigeria in Western Africa. So we're seeing that Africa is playing a very big role. In fact, it's under a lot of these African-focused events are under the heading of the future. So that's, I think, very telling how the Mobile World Congress and its organizers view Africa when it comes to mobile the mobile industry, that it really is the future of the mobile industry.
Indeed, the world can't wait to get to the point where robots are performing surgeries and all of that. Looks like very interesting scenes there are to be seen in Barcelona. But William, thank you so much for helping us with this information. William Glocroft is with our partners, DW, bringing us up to speed on what's happening in Barcelona. By the way, he's in Germany, but they've got their eyes and ears on the ground. Thank you very much, William.
Good to be here.